Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be Book of 1 Peter, Chapter 2. Let's get started now. The book of 1 Peter is a powerful book of the New Testament that offers practical teachings and lessons for believers to apply in their daily lives. Chapter 2 of this book is particularly impactful, offering a detailed lesson on the importance of living as God's chosen people and the example of Christ as the cornerstone of our faith. Peter begins chapter 2 by emphasizing that believers are chosen by God and set apart for His purposes. He uses the metaphor of living stones to describe believers as a spiritual house, built upon the foundation of Christ as the cornerstone. Peter encourages believers to come to Jesus as the living stone and to be built up as living stones into a spiritual house. Peter goes on to describe the blessings that come from being God's chosen people. Believers are called out of darkness into His wonderful light and are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, and a people for His own possession. As God's chosen people, believers are to proclaim the excellencies of Him who called us out of darkness into His marvelous light. Peter then describes the rejection and suffering that believers will face in the world. He encourages believers to submit to the governing authorities, to serve as good citizens, and to honor all people. He also encourages slaves to submit to their masters, even when treated unfairly, following the example of Christ who suffered unjustly for our sake. The lesson of 1 Peter chapter 2 is clear. As God's chosen people, we are to live as living stones, built upon the foundation of Christ as the cornerstone. We are to proclaim His excellencies and to honor all people, even in the face of rejection and suffering. There are several key applications of 1 Peter chapter 2 for believers today. First, we must recognize that we are chosen by God and set apart for His purposes. This means that we are to live as living stones, building up the spiritual house of God with Christ as the cornerstone. We are to come to Jesus and be built up as His chosen people, proclaiming His excellencies to the world. Second, we must recognize the blessings that come from being God's chosen people. We are called out of darkness into His wonderful light and are a royal priesthood, a holy nation, and a people for His own possession. As such, we are to live holy lives and proclaim His excellencies to the world. Third, we must be prepared to face rejection and suffering in the world. As believers, we are called to submit to the governing authorities, to serve as good citizens, and to honor all people. We must also be prepared to suffer unjustly, following the example of Christ who suffered for our sake. In conclusion, the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2 is a powerful and insightful chapter of the Bible that offers a detailed lesson on the importance of living as God's chosen people and the example of Christ as the cornerstone of our faith. Through Peter's teaching on living stones, God's blessings, and facing rejection and suffering, we are reminded of the importance of staying focused on God and His will for our lives. As we apply these teachings to our lives, we can become more effective witnesses of God's love and grace in the world around us. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.